All clear. Welcome back, trainers and collectors. It's your favorite Poke Plumber here, flushing out the latest news and hobby updates. Whether it's breaking leaks, rare finds, or market trends, I have the tools to keep your collection growing and your profits flowing. Now step back and get ready for a new episode. Nailed it. What's going on, everybody? It's Nick the Poke Plumber. Welcome to a new episode today. And boy, do I have some stuff for you. I don't know why I'm playing with this thing so much. Who knew this would become an accessory? PokeRef signed this. But shout out to cool trainer Ryan. Never give up. Never give up. This was I bought this for charity. It was a good. It was for a good cause. But what's going on, everybody? I have some news for you today. I'm going to be doing my first giveaway. So like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and you'll be getting a free Journey Together booster box. You heard it here first, folks. Journey Together booster box. Yeah. But I've been doing giveaways for a while. Go check out my Instagram. Last thing I gave away was a Lost Origin booster box, and now I'll be giving out a Journey Together booster box. So that's exciting, right? Free stuff. If it's free, it's for me. But who's not excited about that? But today's episode is going to be learn from my mistakes. And I've been having a lot of, it's weird, now that I have a YouTube, I get a lot of emails. So between emails, messages on Instagram, I've been having a lot of people reach out and they're like, hey Nick, I'm a little short on money, but I have a big collection. I have a collector's app. I'll show you what I have in it. And like, it's insane because in the past week, it was like 5 or 6 different people asking me, hey, what should I keep? What should I sell? And honestly, I don't want to be the person to tell you, hey, keep this and then sell this. And because what if it does bad? That's going to be on me. But the lesson here is don't overextend yourself. And the truth is, I've put myself in that situation before where when I first got in the hobby, it was so exciting. What I would do to feel the way when I first got back in the hobby after missing all those years, like when you get back in the hobby, you're like, oh my God, there's this many different sets. Then you get to, look into the sets, see what cards they have, and it's like never ending. You get to look at like 30 new sets and you're like, oh my God, that card's awesome. That card's awesome. So I do miss those days. However, I can give you an example of when I got into the hobby and how I over leveraged myself. And if I can teach you anything, I can teach you how to grow your collection and how not to hurt your pockets at the same time. So I'm going to go back into the past. All right, this is the year 2018, and this was Nick starting to collect again. And when I got into the hobby, I wanted to buy anything and everything. In my head, I wanted to buy WotC packs. I wanted to buy, every Venusaur PSA 9 ever created. I wanted to buy every Kabutops card. I wanted to buy every Scyther card. I wanted to buy Modern. I wanted to buy Pikachus, collection boxes, you name it, I wanted to add it into my collection. But there was one problem. I didn't have the money to do that. So I'm going to tell you what I did and how I ended up where I am today. So the first thing I did when I got into the hobby is I started buying every little thing. And I didn't care what was in my bank account. I was just trying to figure it out. And I remember it came time to my first big purchase. And I wanted a base set booster box. And at the time I found one, and the guy wanted $3,000 for it. And I offered the guy $2,000. Lo and behold, I didn't have, $2,000 to even buy it, but I would figure it out. And then he was like, I need $3,000. I went up to $2,200. And I'm like, oh man, that's going to max out my entire bank account, but I didn't care. Thank goodness he said no. So for me, I had to buy something at that point. If he says no, then I'm going to buy something else. And at the time, I bought 2 Burning Shadows boxes and an Ultra Prism box. And at the time, it was my fix or whatever. So I just moved on to the next thing. Keep in mind, around this time, not many people that at least I associated with was spending big money. I remember seeing a PSA 9 Gold Star Mew and a PSA 9 Gold Star Charizard in a lot, and the person was asking $1,100 for both. So that's how different pricing was when I got back into the hobby. Wild, right? But even at the same time, I was like, oh my God, who would spend $1,100 on Pokemon cards? And then I remember there was a base set first edition box just floating online for $10,000. And I was like, oh my God, who would ever spend $10,000 on the hobby? And then once I started diving deeper and deeper and seeing what people had in their collection, the money they were spending. I was like, oh wow, there are a lot of people spending this kind of money. And you know what? Side note, a lot of people do this. They'll look at someone's collection and they'll be like, oh, they have this, they have that. And it's like jealousy, envy. But when I remember when I was first getting into the hobby and online and I'm seeing people's collections of all these boxes, all these cases, I'm like, oh man, this guy has all these XY cases. This guy has black and white cases. This guy has all the sun and moon cases. And I remember not being jealous, but I was like, okay, I'm going to set goals. And that's exactly what I did. Is first things first, you need to set goals and look at how much money, how much play money you have. Rule number 2, never spend house money, but look how much money you have to put into the hobby that's not going to affect you or your family and say, okay, I can afford these things. So now, when you know what you can buy, it's a safety net. You're like, okay, I have $500 to spend this month. I'm going to buy this, this, and this, and I won't exceed that. Next is when I was a little bit out of cash, what I had to do, right now, my credit cards were maxed. I had no more money, no more nothing. At the time, I had comics. So I took my comic collection and I ended up selling my comic collection. I took my SH Fig Arts collection and I ended up selling my SH Fig Arts collection. Because to me, there was no way I can collect, Hot Toys, SH Fig Arts, comics, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Dragon Ball. I couldn't do all of them and I had to accept that. So instead of buying every little thing, I focused just on Pokemon and Hot Toys. So that's how I approached this situation. Next, I would buy things that I could afford. So I started buying some collection boxes that I really liked with the cards that like the promos that were in the collection boxes. Whether it was the Shining Legends Premium Collection box, whether it was the Charizard GX box with the red Charizard from Hidden Fates. You know what I mean, not the Shining Zard, but the red with the red background, the Blastoise GX boxes. So I started buying stuff like that, and I just put them away. I opened one and then I put some away. At the time, all this stuff was relatively cheap, $12.99, $14.99, and I kept buying these. And then I learned how to grade. So then what I started doing was I would take my cards and I would send them away and I'd get them all graded. Once they came back to me, I would go to stores and I would trade. It wasn't the smartest on my end, but I wanted to get to those bigger products, the bigger boxes, the bigger collections. So I would take my slabs that, weren't my favorite, but they did grade pretty well, and I would sell my slabs, and that would be another way for me to accumulate more income to put into this hobby. So instead of, over leveraging myself, buying, using all my credit cards and buying everything, I settled down and I was using Pokemon money to pay for other Pokemon. And that's the goal here. Don't look at what he has. Don't look at what she has and say, oh, I got to get on that level. I got to get that on that level. No, you think what I have took, 2 years? No, this stuff took 6-7 years for me to accumulate what I have today. But it was, I didn't buy all this stuff when it was through the roof. Luckily, I was there for a couple booms now where I was able to take some profits and put it into more product. So in this hobby, if you don't have the means, slow and steady wins the race. Don't over leverage yourself. It kills me to see that because that's how people get deterred from the hobby. They're like, oh my God, I spent all my money. I can't afford the new set. Or they're rushing to sell what they just bought to try to get the next thing and they're taking losses. The goal here is slow and steady. And if anyone has made mistakes in this hobby, it's me. Buy at your, whatever your means are, don't exceed them. So buy comfortably, trade comfortably, take that trade and then trade into bigger items. That's personally what was my favorite thing to do. I would take like 10 smaller slabs and I would trade them for like a $500 box. And at the time that would suffice. That was perfect. So just remember, don't rush things. Relax. Enjoy the hobby. And I don't want to get any more of these emails. I feel for you guys. It kills me to see this. Just slow down. Enjoy it. Not everything's a race. This is a journey, baby. Journey together. Journey together and rock on. But just learn from my mistakes. Don't rush. Buy things gradually. Grade your cards. Pull cards. Grade cards. And then just little by little, go into that bigger item. Little by little, go into the next big item. And over time, if that item goes up, then you can go on to something bigger. It's just a nice, slow, and steady. All right, next we have Heatwave Arena. Heatwave Arena is the first half of Destined Rivals. Just from Heatwave Arena, I'm looking at Heatwave Arena as a whole. And to me, that is one of the top Scarlet and Violet sets already. And that's just half of it. What I see happening with Heatwave Arena is when we get the second half, if it's somehow better than the first half, I could honestly see a $300 box out the gate. Does it suck? Yes. This goes to not over leveraging yourself. I am not going to be a person spending $1,800 a case. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not doing it. It's just not happening. I will buy maybe a couple boxes, set them away, dollar cost average. I'm not going crazy. I'm not going crazy because Pokemon still has the chance to reprint things, and I know everyone's like, oh, it's not going to happen. Things aren't going to drop right away. But guys, this set is going to be in rotation now for a couple of years. Like, there is no rush. No rush at all. I know FOMO happens. If you want to open it, yes, grab a couple boxes, see what you can get for a fair price, but do not pay $300 a box. Especially, do not invest in these cases at $1,800 a piece right off the bat. That's insane to me. $3,600 for 2 cases doesn't make sense. If anything, you want to grab one, put it to the side, and then dollar cost average when the reprints happen or when Pokemon catches up. Listen, not everything goes up forever. Eventually, it's inevitable. Things will cool down. I don't know how long, but yeah, just pump the brakes a little bit. I know I haven't made a video in the past couple days. I needed to, reload, get some sleep. I still haven't got much of that because of my son, but I don't want to have watered down videos where I'm just making content to make content and put out videos. I want them to have meaning. I want them to have, thought going into them. So a little quick update, I will have my PC and everything set up for next week, hopefully, crossing my fingers, so hopefully I can get all that done. All the products have been coming in. I just need like 2 more things, but the lighting's here. Let me know if you like the lighting, if the lighting's better. If not, let me know. But next week, we're going to have a couple pack openings, a couple market talk videos. Next week, we should have four decent videos. So I appreciate everyone commenting, subscribing, everybody here from the beginning. I'm going to keep pushing these out, but I'm going to try to give you a little more quality than quantity, and that's the goal here. But one more channel update is I was actually talking to TJ, was never a phase. And my goal for this channel is like on like a weekend or a Friday night or even a Thursday night, my goal is to sit here and open packs with you guys. Not like charge money like in the beginning. Like I want to just like sit here, chill and open packs on live while you guys chill and open packs on your end. And we'll just have the chat going, shooting the shit and having a good time and just ripping together. And I mean, that's my goal, like to sit here, rip a booster box with you guys, have you enjoy it, have myself enjoy it, and just have a good time. So that's going to be something new that I'm going to be starting. Videos I'm still trying to get better at. I'm trying to be more authentic, more myself, working on an intro, working on an outro, trying to make little like clips. Like when I do a Pokemon pronunciation of the day, I want it to cut to a scene where I'm just like reading it in like a robe with a cigar or something. I think it'd be like corny but funny. But for your favorite segment of our episode is Pokemon pronunciation of the day. This one's a good one because I used to pronounce this vernaculous. It's not vernaculous. Wait till you hear this one. Reuniculus. 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 Isn't that wild? Reuniculus. Reuniculus. Where do you see yo? Reuniculus. While it could use its psychic abilities in battle, the Pokemon prefers to swing its powerful arms around to beat opponents into submission. Reuniculus. Absolutely wild. Like, comment, subscribe. Love you all. Keep grinding. Achieve your goals. Buy what you love.